Hello everyone in the world of YouTube, it's me, Vanessa, better known as GreatLove91 on Twitter. Feel free to follow me and I will follow you back. Just let me know that you watched this video and I will give you a follow. Also, be sure to be following DTRT Wrestling on Twitter for all your latest wrestling news, rumors, vlogs, and videos done by me, John, and Trevor. Also, before I continue what I'm supposed to do, I would like to say be sure to tune in at www.blogtalkradio.com/DTRT Wrestling tonight, a half an hour after Raw, which is 8:30 Pacific Standard Time, 10:30 or 11:30 Eastern Standard Time, depending on your time zones and how far ahead you are. I'll be doing a Raw recap. So yeah, join me if you feel like doing that. So alright, let's get this show on the road. Today I am here to talk about Total Divas last night. Total Divas aired on the 24th of November, so Sunday, November 24th. And today is Monday, November 25th, so I'm here to give you the recap. Essentially, there was three central stories. There was the story of Ariane, Cameron's sex life. And then there was drama between John Cena and Nikki again with the whole co-sign agreement to the house. And then there was drama, a little bit of friction between Natalya and Eva Marie. Also, there was a little side story with Daniel Bryan and Brie Bella. So let's get on with that. I think for me, the one thing that I enjoyed the most about this episode was the telling of Ariane's sex life. I mean, I know it was a little weird, but I just found it the most entertaining out of all the stories that were going on. As you know, last season, Ariane was in the hotel, crunched over, crying because of stomach pain and whatnot. So then we find out that she has this condition that might not allow her to have kids. And then in yesterday's episode, they said that she might have this thing called endometriosis. I think it was something like that. And so they show Ariane going to the gynecologist and the woman examining her and putting a finger up her rectum, and she's like, oh, this is awkward, because she went there essentially because she said that it was painful when her and Vincent would have sex, and she said she didn't want to do it, and so she went to the gynecologist and they gave her an ultrasound also, and she said, it seems like nothing's wrong with your uterus or your ovaries or anything, so maybe it's something different. So, Ariane wants to get to the bottom of this. She wants to know why can't she enjoy sex, because sex should be something enjoyable. So her and Vincent, Vinny, whatever you want to call him, they go to the sex therapist doctor, and, she's asking her all kinds of questions, like, do you role play? When's the last time you masturbated? It was really, really awkward. She also asked Vinny, is your private area big? And it was really awkward, and he started laughing, and then Ariane was like, well, yeah, I think so. And then pretty much Ariane just said it makes her uncomfortable to talk about these things, and she's not very sexual. She said that if she went her whole life without having sex, she'd be okay with it, and she's just not a sexual person, and it's out of her comfort zone, and it just makes her uncomfortable. So what the doctor suggested is role playing and BDSM, which is bondage and aggression during sex or whatever. And she said, maybe that will get you into the swing of things and allow you to discover what you like and you don't like sexually wise and stuff. So I mean, that was a really awkward scene. It was really weird knowing about Ariane, aka Cameron's sex life. It was kind of oh, isn't that a little too personal? But at the same time, it was the most entertaining thing on the show. There was a part where she was at her apartment, and Vinny comes home from shopping, and he shows her that he bought all these sex toys. He bought a vibrator thing and a mini vibrator and then a bigger vibrator, and then he bought a whip and handcuffs or whatever, and it shows them walking to the bedroom, and she's whipping him and they're doing the whole yes thing. It's a little weird, and that's how that segment finished. And then the other segment that caught my attention but also irritated the crap out of me was the whole Natalya and Eva Marie and Tyson Kidd drama, because there is this scene where Eva Marie and Tyson Kidd are at the Performing Arts Center, the one that they just did for NXT, and there was a scene where Eva Marie's saying that she wants to learn from the best, and she kind of looks up to Natalya for tutelage, and she kind of wants to build herself after her, so she's like, who better to train with than Tyson, since her and Tyson always trained. And there's a scene where Eva Marie and Tyson are locking up, and I guess Natalya gets jealous and is she goes to find Fandango, and she's like, is Fandango here? And then she goes and tells Fandango, can you lock up with me, can you work out with me, or whatever. And then there's this scene where Natalya is telling Fandango, oh, you smell good or whatever, and then Tyson's like, oh, Fandango, you do realize we're married, right? And then Natalya's like, what the hell, Tyson, how do you think it makes me feel to see you locking up with Eva Marie, and then, you're going to talk bad about me locking up with Fandango, and then so Tyson's like, alright, bye, Eva, nice working with you. And then there was a scene where Eva Marie is telling Natalya, what the F is going on, and she's like, what do you mean what the F is going on? Natalya's like, what do you mean what the F is going on? What the F is going on with you? La la la, how dare you do that with Tyson? She's like, why you want to lock up with him? I see the way you're looking at him, blah blah. And then Eva Marie, she's not even really yelling at Natalya. She's just like, Natty, calm down, I'm engaged, I'm about to be married. And then she's like, I don't trust you, I know you're shady and blah blah, and she dropped a couple F-bombs, and honestly, Natalya is a phenomenal wrestler. Please do not get me wrong. Please, people that are watching this, please don't twist my words, because I have it on video. She's a phenomenal wrestler. She's a third-generation superstar. She knows how to tie up. She knows anything about submissions. She's great. But her personality, especially on the show, irritates the shit out of me. She complains over the smallest things, gets offended by the smallest things. Yes, I understand, Tyson is your man. Okay, cool. But Eva Marie is trying to better herself, and she thought it would be smart to train with Tyson because she kind of looks up to you, Natty, so she wants to train with someone that you train with. She wants to get better. You can't be mad at her for that. And then there you are trying to play oh, two could play at this game. I'm going to go tie up with Fandango, and he's going to have his shirt off, and I'm going to tell him he smells good. To me, that's being bitchy. And then to be to tell Eva, oh, you're shady and I don't trust you, blah, blah, blah. Really? Natalya, get your head out of your ass. Stop acting like a whiny, prissy little girl, please. You irritate me. And then, after that, there's a scene between her and Tyson at their house, and she admits, oh, I was being stupid and I overreacted. Well, no shit, you overreacted. And what I didn't like is maybe maybe this did happen, but they didn't show it on the show. She didn't even go apologize for Eva Marie for her childish behavior. Honestly, I get that Eva Marie's a rookie and not that many people in the IWC are liking her right now. But for me, she doesn't even irritate me as much as Natty does. Yes, she did lie about being able to dance. Yeah, she bombed the announcing thing and forgot Jinder Mahal. But people make mistakes. At least she's trying, and at least she's not attacking other people while she's doing it. I don't know. Right now, Eva Marie's not even my least favorite. Natalya is at this point. Like I said, she's a phenomenal wrestler, but on the show, she gets on my nerves. So there. Before I blow a gas cannon, or whatever you want to call it, I am going to stop rambling. The third central story was drama between John and Nikki again. Again, this couple irritates the shit out of me. They seem so fake. They seem so sexualized. It's just, people call it Nina. Nina irritates me, okay? I don't like it. I don't like how Nikki gets all prissy and bitchy about the whole co-sign agreement. Oh, I don't want to sign this paper because it refers to me as a guest and la la la. And, it says that I need to vacate if I was to ever do anything bad. And she's all talking to Bree about it. And Bree's like, well, the best thing for you to do is confront him about it. And then for a while, she doesn't even confront him. She's like ignoring his calls or whatever. And then, and then finally she gets answers his call, and they go out to dinner. And he talks about he's like, the reason why I'm doing this is because if you turn out to be some evil, woman, which I haven't seen yet, I need to be protected. He's like, I don't want to be stuck like I was last time, because he's like, I'm taking care of my family, my brothers, and and he's like, I need my money. And then she's like, and then they show her on the side talking about how, well, if I knew my man was taking care of all these people, I wouldn't have acted that way, and I'm so sorry. And then she's like, oh, I just want to kiss you, and it shows them kissing, and it's just like, really, all that drama, and then bam, just that, wow, they just seem so fake, and it just, I don't like them as a couple. I don't like John Cena as a wrestler, and I don't like Nikki as a wrestler either, so it's quite honestly, it annoys me. It's like, sometimes when they're on, I just want to, flick the channel and just be like, blah, 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 what else is on? And then, the fourth and last thing I'll talk about is how, again, Brian just keeps getting busy, and, he was supposed to meet up with, Bree for a walk with Josie, and then he said that he can't because he had 7 interviews to do. And then there's this scene while they're about to have dinner together one-on-one, and they're about to eat, and then his phone rings, and he goes, excuse me, and then he comes back, and then the phone rings again, and he leaves her again, and Bree just gets really irritated, and like, come on, let's just go home, let's take the food home. And she talks about how I wish things were the way they were when we first started dating. I wish I was dating the guy that I was dating before. And then he was like, oh, so you mean the Brian that wasn't as successful as me? And then she was like, well, yeah, kinda. And then it's just her and Nikki talking, and Nikki's like, you're mean to him. She says, darn well that if you were the WWE Divas champion and you were traveling and doing press release and all that stuff, you would be happy and you wouldn't complain. She's like, you should be happy for him because he's finally getting noticed and he's finally one of WWE's top guys. And, Bree's like, okay, you're right. And then there's this scene where, she apologizes to Brian and, says, I'm sorry. And she's like, I'm sorry that I want your attention on me only. And she's like, that's not a bad thing, right? And he's like, no. And he's like, I guess I could try better too. And that's essentially all that happened with Total Divas. JoJo wasn't really showcased, which I feel bad because from what I hear from my best friend Aranya, she actually can wrestle. I know she wrestled last night at Survivor Series. Again, I didn't see it, but my best friend likes to say that she's the female version of Rey Mysterio. So from what I can see, that she does have potential. So I really do wish that Total Divas would showcase her more. Maybe they will in the future. Who knows? But yeah, that's it for Total Divas. Naomi and John, Jimmy from the Usos, they weren't really showcased either. But next week it teases them having drama because her dad moves in with them and whatnot. So I guess we'll have to see what happens next week. Alright guys, I hope you liked it. And again, like I said before, be sure to join me for the Raw After Show, 8:30 Pacific Standard Time and 10:30 or 11:30 Eastern Standard Time, depending on your time zone, at www.blogtalkradio.com/GTRT Wrestling. Alright guys, take care. Have a great one. Love y'all.